Hey everyone, I'm David Goldberg with Sarah McGoldrick, and welcome to another episode of Media Gold, a podcast by the Gold Clover Group. This is episode 17. This is our first episode that we are doing in the year 2021. Do you feel different? Do you
I
feel enlightened?
woke up the next day and went, same, same old experience.
Still here.
Still here, still in lockdown, still can't go shopping. Although I did an amazing job with Christmas shopping this year. Got everything that I needed. Only one thing arrived broken. It was a set of dishes. I do not recommend ordering dishes through the mail because they will break. But I was able to return them, got my money back, so it's fine with
Oh,
me.
thank God. That was my first question. Do you get your
Yeah,
money back?
absolutely, absolutely.
And so you don't have any dishes? Or this is a present?
This was a present, so
Okay.
I had it sent to my parents' house so that I just knew it would be there if I could make it home. And when I got there, I could hear the box rattling, and
Oh
I'm like,
no.
"Uh oh!" Open
Yeah,
the
what if
box.
your dad broke them? He picked up the box and was shaking it to hear what was inside, and then it just all like
My dad
shattered.
doesn't even answer the door when Amazon shows up. That's all my mother's department. So
I believe that
yeah.
100%. Um,
So yeah, it was, rattle, rattle, open it up, smashy, smashy, returny, returny. It's and got my money back. So I'll get that present for it was actually from my sister. I'll get it for her another time when I can go into the store and buy it.
yeah, I'm sure they have some dishes that are lying around they can use until then.
Yeah, I think so. Worst case, paper plates.
Paper plates trending for 2021. Also, today we are talking about digital marketing trends for 2021. So some new ideas, some new software, some new ways of doing business that complement our ever changing, really exciting world we live in these days. And my first tip would be to businesses: maybe you should start accepting Bitcoin, because this seems like this is really going to be a thing.
Yeah,
But
or alternative forms of payment in general. Like I've seen a lot more companies, especially online companies, that are accepting like WePay and Chinese currency apps where you can pay in any denomination in any currency. So it's definitely a good idea, I think, like you said, to explore some other options.
yeah, as long as you can convert it into the stuff that you can actually use later on, why not?
Why not? Exactly.
And our other tip, so it's starting with a bit of housekeeping in your social media channels.
Yes, paring down your social media. So I most companies this year probably explored many new avenues of communicating with their customers. Um, many companies obviously had these before, but maybe they're using them a little bit more. And it was a great year to discover what actually works. So you may have found that your customers are responding more on Instagram and not so much on Twitter. So, in an effort to ensure you're generating sales and generating a strong audience, focus your attention on what's working. If Twitter's not working for you anymore, dump it. If TikTok is increasing your audience or your sales, spend more time focusing on that. Use your time wisely and invest in the channels that are going to result in money in your pockets.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're not great at making TikTok videos. That's okay. Maybe that's just not your audience. That's fine. Definitely use social
Stick a
media.
cat in your video. That's all you need these days. Just stick a cat in it next to your product, and boom, 1 million views.
Yep, instant sensation.
Yep.
Another thing we're talking about. So 2020 was the year when we were all introduced to Zooming. We Zoomed our families, we Zoomed our friends, we Zoom our colleagues every single day. We suffered from Zoom fatigue,
Hmm.
and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Regardless of how quick vaccines are rolling out everywhere, likely throughout most of 2021, you're still going to be doing things virtually. So try to think of ways that you can boost your Zoom game and get people more engaged, because they might not be able to come into your store physically, but they can still come into your store virtually. One thing I saw in particular was this woman I know who runs her jewelry business, and she's still doing curbside pickup and drop off for all her clients. But she's doing virtual Zoom classes to teach people how to clean their jewelry. So she's trying to keep people engaged with their products, keep people engaged with her personal brand, trying to give that extra value to people, because this, the jewelry game is like a generational thing. It's like, oh, I came here to buy my engagement ring, and now my daughter's coming to you to get her engagement ring done. And like that. So if you can just find ways to interact with people, you can charge people for these things as well. It's not just about giving stuff away, but it's just like another means to engage people about your products and offer another service.
Exactly, and use it as a virtual showcase. This year, I can think of at least 3 conferences where I was supposed to, travel and participate that got canceled. And these companies are now turning that experience into a virtual one, whether
Mhm.
it's, you know, uh, lab machinery for one of the companies that I work with. They're using Zoom or GoToMeeting or whatever to virtually tour their product. So you're still getting the same experience you would on the conference floor without having to spend thousands of dollars on hotels and that sort of thing. Um, you can also open up the forum a little bit better, create Q&A opportunities so you can demonstrate your product and then have that one-on-one, or turn it into a forum style where maybe you're showcasing your product to several people. And afterwards you can encourage people to ask questions. You can show videos. It doesn't just have to be you talking or trying to show something on a screen. You can have the video already prepared where you talk for a bit, press play, do your demo, and then follow it up with some questions. And most of these tools are free, so it's a great way to, like you said, showcase your product or your services without having to spend a fortune on big conferences.
Yeah, and back to like, yeah, the conferences and spending a fortune, you were opening yourself up to so many more people, because there's so many people that, yeah, they can afford like the couple $100 registration fee, but like you said, like they can't
Mhm.
afford a flight and a hotel and all that stuff. So it's leveling the playing field, really.
Definitely.
And then we're expected to see more in 2021 about our data, our privacy, how, big people like Facebook and Google and Amazon use your data. And there's been this kind of shift. First, it was like, oh my God, people are taking my data, people are stealing from me. And it's kind of transformed to this like realization, okay, everybody takes my information. That's the cost of using a lot of these free services online that make my everyday life more enjoyable, easier. But at the end of the day, people are going to want to expect transparency and want to know how you're using that data to improve their lives. So if you're doing, email newsletters or taking social media polls, try and be upfront with people about how you're going to use this information to enhance their shopping experience and make them want to come back, anticipate their needs, make the better customer experience. And so I think it's going to be, I think we're going to see a lot more honesty.
Yeah, and don't be afraid in the same breath, um, to use that data. If you're putting on, like we talked about, a virtual showcase or something, ensure there's a registration. Don't just send out a link and say, join us here. Have people register to get that link. And then you're collecting valuable consumer information that you can use to add people to your email list or, send information to them. Obviously, make sure people are aware, like you said, from a privacy perspective, that you're doing this. Uh, you know, your information may be used to send a newsletter and give people maybe the opt out option.
Hmm.
Um, but also use this opportunity wisely to help build your database.
Yep, this is like your treasure trove of information. Can't miss
Exactly.
out on the opportunity.
That's why a lot of you see all these online courses, and get this free course from us, or this free social media content piece, blah blah blah. Just send us your email. It's not the course that they're trying to sell. It's the email that they're trying to get from you, so that they can sell to you later, and they're mining your information that way. So do the same. Like, take advantage of these opportunities to gather as much consumer information as possible, so that you can improve how you do business.
Absolutely. And people are more willing than ever to hand it over.
Exactly.
And next, we're talking about reaching, because people are at home. We're talking about like the Zoom and the virtual stuff, but just finding ways to get into the heads of people who are stuck at home for this infinite amount of time.
Exactly. People are working from home. They're ordering everything in. They're not going out as much to do their day to day tasks. But if they do have to leave their homes, then you need to be ready to pivot to be there for them. Not everything can be done online. You can't go to a dentist online necessarily. If you need something done to you, can't always go to a doctor online. So if your business still requires some, face to face, hand to hand, socially distant, communication with your customers, then be willing to pivot your hours, adjust when you're communicating with them, so that your customer is able to reach you. So if you normally did, you know, 9 to 5, but your customers now aren't coming in till maybe closer to 12, but they want you a little bit later because of work, then adjust your hours to suit that. Or if people, because they have more free time, are coming in earlier, and you find that by about 3 o'clock it's quiet, then adjust your hours to suit those dominant customer hours. Um, be willing to meet your customers' needs from a office time perspective, from a posting time perspective, from a communication perspective. If you need to talk to someone at 11 o'clock at night, then be willing to do that to ensure you make that sale.
Yeah, and we've talked about this on the podcast before about like appointment shopping, and people are pretty like scared and they have a lot of anxiety about leaving the house. So if you can just offer people those time slots, even if it is like a curbside visit to do something,
Mhm.
um, people will feel a lot better doing business with you, because they know, okay, I'm going to leave my house, I'm going to get somewhere, I'm not going to have to wait in line with a bunch of people. I have this particular time to go this place, I'm going to get the service that I need, and then I can go right home.
Yep, exactly.
And also, we're talking about when you're talking about advertising. Yeah, you can do social media and stuff, but I know from like my experience working in the media, every year, to bridge the gap for declining sales in TV and print and stuff, it's we're turning to advertorials and giving space to companies where there used to be more content. But I know that I have seen this done very well. It's not just about yeah, we're going to give you like an ad. It's there is a way to give people content while you're trying to sell them something, and it can be informative, it can be entertaining, it can be useful. So look for your local social media channels, like news, like smaller news entities that are maybe willing to partnership with you, to work on some kind of advertorial content to advertise your business, because it could be very useful.
Yeah. Like, one of the first things I did in journalism, in quotation marks, was write advertorials. And it was a great way for businesses to share what they did. Oftentimes, when you see an ad, like, oh, such and such is on sale, or that's on sale, people don't always understand, your level of expertise in maybe what you sell, or your experience in what you sell. So an advertorial is more than just, we sell this, this, and this. It's a backstory. It's your history. It's your training, or who you might be involved with in a greater scheme. Like, maybe you're involved with charity, and people don't won't know that just by looking at an ad or even, your website. So use advertorial content or partnership opportunities to tell your story.
And another way to tell your story is with a blog or vlog, right?
Exactly. I mean, vlogging is the new way to learn and share information. When someone looks something up, it used to be people would go to Google to find out about a product or a service. Now people are going to YouTube and checking out reviews or checking vlogs, or, people are making lifestyle changes and they want to see how everybody else is doing it. They're going to YouTube to see, how can I lose 10 pounds? How can I make money? So take that opportunity to share your brand either through a vlog, or if you're not comfortable on video, in a blog. And a blog also offers extra marketing and link opportunities, because you can be talking about your product and then have links directly to it, or offer affiliate marketing opportunities for other bloggers who can sell your product essentially on your behalf. So don't be afraid to explore those other avenues aside from the traditional Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok, to get your product in front of people and build your SEO.
Yeah, the vlog is such a key point. Video is really becoming king, and they say, like, most people, not everybody, but a lot of people would just rather watch a video and just kind of sit there and, like, watch a video about how to fix a dishwasher while they're eating dinner. And for some people, that's interesting, right? Um, but yeah, we hope you found these tips helpful as always, and please send us your digital marketing questions at www.goldclovergroup.com or find us on social media at Gold Clover Group.
And don't forget to catch us every Wednesday wherever you listen to your podcasts.